In our hunt for alien signals, have you ever found anything that was a bit spooky? In 1977, the Ohio State University Big Ear Radio Telescope was doing a SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, sky survey. As the constellation Sagittarius moved over the site of the telescope, something appeared out of the galactic noise and was recorded on the paper printout. The Big Ear Radio Telescope was scanning a number of bands around the 1420 MHz range, known as the hydrogen line. This frequency is important, as it's commonly seen as the best frequency to hunt for alien signals, as it's the frequency at which neutral hydrogen emits radio wave. Any species, regardless of where they're from, would know about it if they have radio astronomy. A volunteer, Jerry R. Emin, was later going over the printout. On the printouts, the intensity of the recorded data is represented in numbers and letters. Most of them range from 1 to 4, or just noise. He then saw it. In one channel, the printout went from 1s to 6, E, Q, U, J, 5, before returning to 1s. Emin circled the signal and wrote WOW next to it, unintentionally giving it the name it is now known by. The WOW signal was detected for the full 72 seconds the telescope was observing it, its intensity rising and falling as it moved overhead, as if it was a strong radio point source. What makes the WOW signal interesting is its both high power and narrow band. Natural signals tend to spread out into multiple bands, but the WOW signal was tightly confined to a very narrow range, much like radio, TV, and radar signals we produce. Many suggestions of what the signal was have been put forth: ground interference, comets, radio reflections, but to date, none are satisfactory explanations, and the signal does look as if it came from outside the solar system. However, telescopes have looked for a repeat of the signal many times before, and all we hear is silence. Without repetition, we can't draw a solid conclusion. It may very well have been radio interference, or a natural signal, and it most likely was, but it may have also been something else. Humans have sent radar pulses into space many times before. The United States Project Diana bounced high-intensity radar pulses off the moon, most of which missed the moon entirely and kept going into deep space. Some radio telescopes use radar to observe asteroids, again with some of the pulses missing the asteroids altogether and continuing on. Those signals are still traveling out into the galaxy. If an alien civilization detected one, it would be a random narrowband blip that would never repeat again. So who knows, maybe we did detect something, perhaps a small trace of a civilization, maybe hundreds or even thousands of light years away. The galaxy might be full of such signals, bits of decayed radar that travel for centuries, until by accident they're heard by somebody, the sender of the signal now long gone. Now, I'm not saying it is aliens, but there is a non-zero chance that on August 15th, 1977, we may have detected a fragment of artificially produced radio waves from a species that possibly no longer exists in the galaxy.